How's it going, YouTube? DMTombstone belts back here again with a brand new video, and like I promised on my Twitter page, guys, if you've been keeping up with me on Twitter, I wanted to do something different other than talk about like wrestling belts or wrestling shows and all that. I wanted to do something called Story Time, which is basically where I tell stories about a little bit about myself or recent things. And obviously, I think everybody give this a try, see what you guys think about it. But anyway, for story time, it's obviously going to be random stories that I'm probably going to tell you that's 100% true, and I'm going to try to keep it family friendly here because on YouTube. I don't want to get. I mean, I'm not getting paid to do this anyway, so I'm not worried about getting demonetized. I'm just worried about the video being taken down because of its graphic content. But and if there, I'd say discretion advised. Some things may be a little bit more gruesome, and yet some words that come out of my mouth maybe not be safe for children. But in the meantime, I want to talk, let's say, like, made a reference to my origin story about when I was doing backyard wrestling. I want to maybe tell you about a little story of me when we started backyard wrestling. So anyway, when we were kids growing up, maybe like when I was like 8 or 9, while we were watching WWE, my brothers and I and our friends, that are neighbors, we're all in the backyard. And we're like, hey, we've been watching WWE for a long time. Let's do some wrestling. And we had our own group. One of my brothers had a wrestling company. It was like we do like a brand war. My brother had TNT, and our friend had UCW. That's what we called them. UCW would probably stand for Ultimate Championship Wrestling, and TNT for God knows what. But we were wrestling for a while. Obviously, for me, I wasn't into that. I was mostly the referee at the time doing these matches, and I had all the toy belts that you've seen. Then years passed. We had more people to the group, and then I started getting involved in the matches. We kept doing them. Obviously, my gimmick was like an Undertaker-esque type person. It was like a biker form, then dead man form, and all that. Exact same and yet did a lot of good gruesome matches. But then we got back to it a couple years later, probably in our teens when we were still in high school. We were still doing it in the backyard. Our mom was just keep telling us not to do it, always get dangerous. But we had a small group. Me and my younger brother were a tag team. We called ourselves the Enforcers. And me and my older brother and our friend who owned UCW now, who combined it with TNT. Now it's just UCW, which was Ultimate Championship Wrestling. Their team called Revolution. It was like a mix of DX and Evolution-esque type feel. Me and my brother, we were in Forces, which was a mixture of kind of like the Shield and the Brothers of Destruction. And we had those custom belts like we've seen. Majority of the time we had toy belts that just said the words that were taped over the WWE logos with the UCW logos of our own. That, with the nameplates and all. But then, after doing it so long, I got up on YouTube, seeing all these homemade belts. I'm looking, with the materials I have, like styrofoam boards and vinyls I'm looking at, I'm like, how about I grab some of this material and make my own belt? So I went to Joann's or Michael's and all those fabric stores, got the fabric, had duct tape, had the stitching, material. Then I started putting the belt together, got the snaps, which I used to make the add-on pieces for the toy belts to make them fit around our waist more. Then we were using toy belts. I was using the vinyl leather-like material to extend the belt out because there were kids' belts and wanted to fit them around our waist more. Put snaps on them so they'll hold together instead of the Velcro because the Velcro didn't work like a son of a bitch. But then I was like, I got a lot of vinyl here. I got the snaps. And I got styrofoam cardboard where I used to make extra plates that belong to the kids' belts because the kid belts are never as accurate to the real ones because they're usually always 3 players, even though some of them are supposed to be 5 players or 6 players. So I always add another plate to them. Then I was like, why don't I make my own belt? I thought of it, came up with a design, drawing it out. Then I took from pen to paper to knife on the board, and then drew it out on the board, cut out the plates, the extended parts, colored it in with a Sharpie marker, and lo and behold was our version 1 of our UCW championship. The backing was just duct tape. It was just one layer of vinyl with duct tape, gray duct tape. Had the logo in the back, UCW. The real mistake was the fact that my older brother, for some thought reason, decided to put the Monster logos on the side. Even though we were not doing any branding things, he thought it was just cool to have the Monster logo on the belt. So, anyway, it was my first concept of it was have a nameplate in the center and the side disc, because this is around the time when the big logo belt was out with the custom logo plates for the sides. But then we thought of it, just do the side logo plates. The original belt had the concept look. It was basically it looked like a Hogan 86 belt. Yeah, the Hogan 86 belt with the side plates looking like the modern day Bit Network logo championship belts. With like 2x5 silver snaps on both sides of it, no tooling whatsoever, and a silver tip, and it was all done. Then, when we started doing it again, at the time I was a champion, and we started still doing wrestling, but every time we did it in the basement. We even we had our own custom music and all that. But then we couldn't do it at our old house where I was doing filming over there, of course, because my mom and my aunt were always like, you can't do that, that's dangerous. So we moved down to our grandma's house because there was not much doing there. And that's when we had our own belts made, where I made the US belt, the UCW United States belt. We had an extreme belt, but turned into my streak belt, like we've seen. And that was always defended on our main event, Ultramania, because we had a lot of different events. Like we had the 4th of July Bash, which we always did on the 4th of July. We had Cashing In around the time when Money in the Bank was around. Revenge, which was happened right after Ultramania, which was our big event. Summer's End, which was basically around the time of SummerSlam. And we thought of other events too, but like Last Resort, which we named it, it was mostly like a Royal Rumble-esque type of event. And, we planned it all out. We did matches, we did moves. Yeah, of course, our first time we did it kind of sucked, but then when we learned from another group, we learned to do better wrestling moves and learned not to get hurt as much. Because I would say, majority of the time with the submissions, my brother always put on me, like the arm bars, the Kimura and all that literally tore my arm up. I mean, not literally, but it weakened it to the point where I dislocated my shoulder and had a torn rotator cuff and had to go for surgery for it. But after that, we still continued afterwards. It's just got to watch out for the shoulder because it was still not strong enough. I was a champion at the time and I had to relinquish it because of the injury. But I was still being a referee at the time. Then we did several recordings on the outside, posted on a YouTube channel. Obviously, it didn't last long because we kept getting people saying, hey, we're going to sue you because you guys were taking our name and branding yourself. Like, we did it for entertainment-wise. We never did this for money and none of that. But we stopped doing that. But truth be told, it was pretty cool because we even built our own rap and we had smoke and fireworks when we did the pyro and that. Because at the time, I was a biker form type of person coming out. But my brother, we did like a buried alive match where it looked like he poured dirt on me and buried me alive. I couldn't breathe. Then I came out as the dead man form, which, don't get me wrong, I didn't have a long trench coat. I just had like a long black bathrobe with a cowboy hat, and I came out looking like that. Had like a black tank top, black like tight pants, like sweatpants or something like that. We started wrestling like that. Then when we had a group of people that came up to us, which involved the origin story, though there were people from UWW, they wanted us to do a thing called like an alliance. No, the Evasion, where we were like an evolving company taking on their company. They were a hit YouTube wrestling group too. They branded themselves. They did more extreme matches than we did. And then when we invaded them, obviously it evolved with them taking one of our belts, destroying it. Then we left out of them, took one of the belts I made for them. We took as our own, which became the UCW Heavyweight Championship. But there was only like 4 of us, and there was like multiple belts, so we had to like, simple fact, retire some of the belts. And majority of the belts we defended were basically the US belt, my streak belt, which is only defended at Ultramania, which I was 9-0. And the UCW Championship, because it was unified with the UCW World Heavyweight Championship. But then we were coming up with another idea, was the Backyard Championship. It was basically like a hardcore championship, or there was another mid-card belt that was defended along with the US belt, but that never came to. Around the time we were playing for Ultramania 10, and we all got too old for it. We always got sore. We all went our separate ways, and pretty much that was it. That was the end for us backyard wrestling. And don't get me wrong, I wish that we could do that all over again, but you know, to each their own. Obviously, I still got a lot left in the tank. I know my brothers, their now backs are all messed up. My friend, he moved on. He's now a married man who has a kid now. Probably seen him a couple times on my videos. Lucky 24/7 or something, gamer or something like that. Forgot his name, but I know him as Brandon. So shout out to you, Brandon. But anyway, that's it for me for this story time. Just a little bit of background, what you guys see me as when I was doing before I became the big hit YouTube stars I am now. But if you guys like this story time and want to hear more, leave your comments below, and I'll see if I want to do another story time. But if not, that's okay. I just want to give this a try. I want to do something else other because of the wait time for me to do belts and all that. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And leave your comments below what you guys think. Anyway, I'm DMTombstone Belts, and I'll see you guys in the next video.